So knee osteoarthritis and running is a very controversial topic, very debatable, and I'm going to cover two aspects on this. Does running cause knee osteoarthritis, which is something that all of our runners want to determine, and what is the treatment for knee osteoarthritis in runners? So let's cover the first one. Does running cause knee osteoarthritis? And for many years, we've had the concept that because you're running, and this is a high-impact loading activity, you're going to land up with more biomechanical stresses, and you're going to wear out your articular cartilage. So that was the thought process, and that thought process persisted for years. And some studies actually showed that runners would land up with more chondral wear and would have more thinning on their MRIs as far as their articular cartilage was concerned. And then later on, some studies seem to suggest that running was actually protective for your knee, and runners did not land up with osteoarthritis as much as the normal population. And so you've had multiple meta-analyses which have now been done, and the conclusion is that running is not a cause for osteoarthritis. In fact, this meta-analysis, which studied over 7,000 runners and non-runners, seems to suggest that if you're sedentary, you're more likely to land up with knee osteoarthritis than a runner who is running and who's not going to land up with it. So running probably has protective effects on your knee. Your rate of osteoarthritis is lower. So if you're a recreational runner, you have studies that show that your rates of OA are less than sedentary individuals. And this is probably because when you're running, you've got controlled cyclical loading, which actually improves the biomechanical composition, or the biochemical composition of your articular cartilage. You've also improved on your neuromuscular control, and this improves your stability. It reduces your joint loads. So that itself could protect you from osteoarthritis. And most of us today, I think, conclude that inactivity and a sedentary lifestyle is more likely to give you osteoarthritis rather than running. So it's joint nutrition that helps you. Because you're running, you're going to manage your weight. That helps you. Your muscle strength is improved. That helps you. And so basically, you're taking care of all of the non-operative means that we have for helping our patients with osteoarthritis. Take this case study, for example. This is a 65-year-old male. He's a recreational distance runner. He's completed every Mumbai marathon, half marathon since 2004. And he's asymptomatic. He's got some age-related medial compartment degeneration that you can see radiologically. He's got no symptoms at all. He, in fact, was referred to me by our spine specialist because he underwent a lumbar fusion, and he wanted to know, is it safe for him to run as far as his knees are concerned? So I think the one misconception is that all runners will land up with OA of their knees. That's not so true. But we do need to recognize that there are some risks for early osteoarthritis. And if we identify what those risks are, then probably we can prevent it. The first risk is that if you're going to be running elite sort of volumes and you're going to be running very high mileages and you're a competitive runner, then yes, your rates of osteoarthritis are probably going to be higher. And that's a very good study that came out in 2015. If you've got previous injuries in your knee, if you've got an ACL tear, a significant meniscus injury, or a chondral injury, then again, you're running, your rates of progressive osteoarthritis are going to increase. And that's probably going to take you 10 or 15 years, but you certainly will land up with OA over time if you've had an injury in your knee. And most importantly, if you've got a varus malalignment and you've got a mechanical axis deviation, especially if it's on medial side, that means you've got a varus there, then again your loads are significantly more and you're probably going to land up with osteoarthritis. So I think if we identify these risks, then we can certainly make sure that we can prevent certain runners from landing up with osteoarthritis. So what are these mechanical stress factors? Well, we know that besides just these, biomechanically, if you're overstriding, you're going to be putting more femorotibial loads, and that's going to land up with the problem. If you have uneven loads as in a varus or a valgus, then that's going to be bad for your knee. If you don't have your structure there, your menisci are not doing their function, then biomechanically you're putting more loads. If you're training with high volumes or with a higher weight, that itself can increase your loads. And I think all of these are the factors that can therefore be corrected. Take, for example, this patient. He's got a small medial femoral condyle injury. He's a runner. He has a varus knee. He comes to us at 3 weeks. We find that this is there. He refuses treatment. 3 months later, that condyle injury has extended. He's taken an injection that's helped him to run. 6 months later, you can see that bone edema has come in there, but he still refuses to stop because he's so addicted to it. 5 years down the line, he's been running through this and he's been celebrating his success, saying, I had an injury, but I'm so good at it and there's no problem. But 5 years down the line, you can see that he's already lost a lot of his cartilage, and 7 years down the line, he's got a complete compartmental osteoarthritis. And the main reason for this was his varus and his running. So small condyle injury within 7 years, going from a normal knee to an osteoarthritic knee, and he's undergone a replacement now. What's the treatment of knee osteoarthritis in runners? So take this patient, for example. He's a young runner. You can see his knee. He's got a medial compartment that's already osteoarthritic. He's undergone a prior ACL surgery and he's in varus. And when you get a patient like this, I think it's important to try and assess what that cartilage looks like. And for cartilage assessment, it's not just x-rays. We often do MRIs. And sometimes our MRIs may try and indicate that that's a small injury there. But remember, that's the tip of the iceberg. So if you were to look at this MRI and you see that minor condyle injury on the patella, if you were to do a degemerik or a slightly more advanced MRI, you'd find that the changes within that cartilage are more extensive. And if you were to do a T2 map, you'll see that it's a small tip of that iceberg there seen on the initial MRI image, but it's actually a lot of changes, and physiologically that cartilage isn't doing its work. So a good assessment clinically, a radiological assessment to try and understand what is the structural damage there, and then you determine what your treatment's going to be. You don't necessarily have to stop running if those risk factors that we spoke about are not there. So if he doesn't have a meniscal or a condyle injury, if he doesn't have a malalignment, if he's not obese, you can work on his biomechanics and get him back. So you don't need to stop. You may just have to modify with early osteoarthritis. If you can make sure that your steps per minute, your cadence, you can decrease this and decrease the loads on your knee. Work on your strength. Make sure that you've got the proper footwear. You're not going on inclines. You are on surfaces that are not concrete. So I think if you're running smart, you may protect your knee even with early osteoarthritis. So I don't think everyone who's got early osteoarthritis needs to stop running. If you've got minor condyle generalized changes, then we've seen that injections can help. You could take either a steroid for a short-term pain relief if your aims are for short-term gains. You could think of viscosupplementation, or you could think of a platelet-rich plasma for more regenerative sort of treatment. But we know that this is still not a 100% sort of cure. I would say, unlike which literature says is about 70 or 80%, I think it's a 50-50. No harm done, but you could probably help maybe 50% of our patients with an injection that's going to give them pain relief and allow them to tide over the crisis so that rehab can get them into a better running form. Take this patient, for example. This is a 47-year-old male. He's a recreational distance runner. He's got persistent medial knee pain, which initially was only during and after running, but now it's painful even in his activities of daily living. He's got a normal BMI, he's got a normal limb alignment, he's got grade 1 knee osteoarthritis, and he's got a medial meniscus degenerative unstable horizontal cleavage tear. So you're going to get some patients who are runners where the pathology is correctable. And here, because his osteoarthritis is only grade 1 and the meniscus is the main cause of the problem, So what happens? So in this patient, we can see that that's that degenerate meniscus that's there. That's what's giving him pain. And as knee salvage surgeons, what do? We debride that meniscus. We make sure that we bring it to its stable margins and then try and repair it. You don't want to do a partial meniscectomy because that's going to result in worsening of his symptoms. You want to try and repair these tears. If necessary, use a fibrin clot to try and help it there. You saw that articular cartilage slightly worn out, debride that, and that minimalistic sort of arthroscopic surgery in certain scenarios will then allow your patients to get back to their running. So we saw the first step was non-operative treatment. The second step, in some patients, injections. In some patients, the third step, which is arthroscopic surgery. And finally, in a very small number of patients who've got malalignment that's correctable and who don't have very severe osteoarthritis, a corrective osteotomy may allow them to get back to running. So like this 40-year-old male, you can see on his left side, he's got a significant varus. He's got a medial compartment osteoarthritis. It's early stage, but doing a corrective osteotomy and getting him back into alignment will allow him to get back to running. So the key takeaways here, running does not inherently cause osteoarthritis. I think we should get that fear out of our mind. Recreational running may actually protect your knee cartilage, provided you're not obese, you've got good strength, you've got your normal running technique, you're not running with a significant valgus. I think that can help your patients. Your risk will increase if you've got prior injury. So if someone's had a partial meniscectomy, if someone's had an ACL that's not gone off too well, if he's got malalignment, he's had significant volumes of running in the past as a competitive athlete, I think these are the risk factors that need to be identified. And these patients should be told, look, running is probably not your sport. Think of cycling, swimming, or something else which is less high impact. And I think the key is all your patients, all your athletes, all your runners, you need an individualized biomechanical assessment and a sort of a plan for them. Making sure that their loads are under control is so critical, because otherwise they will land up, like we saw in that one case example, with significant wear in a very quick sort of time, resulting in an arthroplasty. Thank you.